Hello people of the internet, how's it going? So in this video I'll be talking about a new album by Muse, because it's now available to buy everywhere. In this video I'll be talking about each song, so if anyone hasn't listened to the album yet and wants to avoid spoilers, then what are you waiting for? Go listen to it now. So the album is titled Drones, and it's the 7th studio album by the band, after Showbiz, Origin and Symmetry, Absolution, Black Holes and Revelations, Resistance, and most recently For Second Law. I've been really excited about this album since it was first announced in 2014, as Muse promised that they'll be returning to their roots and go all out with a hard rock album. They lived up to their word on that. So the theme of the album is based on numerous topics, such as the deep ecology, empathy gap, and World War III. The album was recorded in late 2014 and early 2015, mostly Vancouver, and a brief visit to Milan. Muse worked with Robert Lana, who was made famous by working with AC/DC, Metallica, and other bands to produce the album. The artwork on the cover of the album is interesting as well. It was designed by Matt Heron, and is of a large hand-grabbing lever which is attached to a small body, which is in turn holding another lever in front of the screen with a crowd of people on. However, it could be photoshopped into something a lot more ruder. The story of the artwork, in my opinion, is telling us people who are high up, like politicians, are employing people to watch over the general public, so the responsibility isn't like holding the rest on them. I think it's an interesting cover, and it typifies Muse and Matt's beliefs. The word drones is taken from a small radio aircraft that can be used to spy on people. I've been really excited for this album since it was first announced in 2014, and it's felt like a long wait for this, but it's been worth it. A few days before the official release, the album was leaked. I decided not to listen to it, because in my opinion an album sounds so much better when you hear songs for the first time with a more open mind, as you don't know what to expect. So yeah, when I first saw the name of the first song, Dead Inside, I immediately thought it'd be like a heavy song which is like full of guitar riffs. But when I first heard the song, no, it wasn't quite that, but it's still a good song in its own right. It's almost like a Second Law B-side, in the way it sounds, but it's the type of song that grows on you the more time you listen to it. To compare it, it sounds like a little bit like Undisclosed Desires or Panic Station, but the song is the start of a story that the album is based on. It's about losing hope and losing the idea of love. The lyrics are hard hitting in certain places, and is flanked by two pretty decent guitar riffs. My personal thoughts on the song is that I like it, but it's not the greatest song by Muse. So songs 2 and 3 are combined as Drill Sergeant. As a small interlude clip that leads into Psycho. Drill Sergeant features the sound of an army commander yelling orders at a soldier, and the soldier responding with "I sir." I feel that this is used as it shows the psychological effects the war has on soldiers. And as soon as the Drill Sergeant ends, Psycho starts, and it's one of the best songs on the album. It features a guitar riff that most fans will recognise straight away. The 0305030 riff started life as an outro riff in concerts, but the band decided to make a song around the start riff, which is something I really like, because it's loved by other fans as well. The whole song is based on people being brainwashed as they join the army. The song has like a tribal and blues vibe to it, and with the whole pace of the song. And the only criticism of the song is that the lyrics are a little bit cheesy, like "Your ass belongs to me now," and there are some elements of older Muse songs in Psycho. But despite this, the song is amazing, and it makes your head start bobbing from the first listen. So song 4 is called Mercy, and it can be described as a typical modern Muse song. What I mean by that is that it's something that is a little bit different to what people are used to by the band. And to summarize it, Mercy is like a hybrid of Bliss and Starlight. It's the type of song that we get a negative reaction on the first listen, but once you listen to the song a few more times and understand the story of the song, you start to appreciate how good it is. And that's something that Matt has perfected on in recent years. The story of the song is about the main character in the album feeling trapped by high powers and wanting to escape. It's reminiscent of 1984 by George Orwell, and the song features some power chords on main guitar, and there's some really nice bass guitar distortion. Even though it's one of the lightest songs on the album, it's a song I really like. And song 5 is called Reapers, and wow, this song is just an experience. From the first note of the intro, you know it's going to be a good song. The song is based on drones and them constantly following you until death. It's also suggested drones used as killing machines, doing the jobs of the army. The song has a big influence of Rage Against the Machine, which is something I really like, in the style of, in the way Matt plays the guitar. Now you can hear like a likeness to Freedom in the outro of the song. It has some really good lyrics as well, and Reapers is one of the best songs on the album. So song 6 is called The Handler, and where do I start with The Handler? I mean, it's an amazing song. Like Reapers, you know it's going to be a good song from the first listen, from the first note, even. And the song lyrics are deep and dark, following the theme of the album. The song is based on the character being controlled by people high up, like a puppet master, and the lyrics are about wanting to be set free. The main guitar riff is dark and in your face, and the guitar solo is incredible. It features Matt quickly strumming in a way that reminisces Newborn, and the beat of the song is like slow and creepy as well. All of these factors lead to The Handler being one of the best songs on the album, and it's a proper in-your-face rock song. So songs 7 and song 8 called JFK and Defector, and JFK is a small clip of former US President John F. Kennedy talking with a few guitar notes over it. This leads to Defector, which is aimed at being a song about protesting against war. The theme of this song is Matt portraying himself as a one-man army, standing up to the government and being opposed to the plans of war. This is shown in full by the lyrics of "Yeah, I'm free from society. If you can't control me, I'm a defector." The sound of the song is like an 80s rock song. It's almost something like Queen. But this would be like a small criticism, but the song is like really upbeat and catchy, and it'll grow on you after a few times. So song 9 is called Revolt, and Revolt was a song that divided opinion with fans, but it's a song I like. Now the song follows the trend of Defector, in which the character of the story is being opposed to being one of the crowd, and being controlled by higher powers. The song is energetic, motivational, but a little bit cheesy. The guitar riff that leads to the first chorus sounds like a slow version of Philip, which is nice. So song 10 is called Aftermath. Aftermath is based on being the opposite of Dead Inside. It's a more positive look on love. It's like a really lovely, chilled out song in which slide guitar features prominently. The song moves away from a theme of being hard-hitting rock songs, but it's a good song in its own right. So song 11 is called The Globalists, and it was a song that caused most intrigue in the build-up to the album. Matt tweeted about the idea of The Globalists being a sequel to Citizen Race, one of the feature songs on its origin symmetry. It's also a song that lasts for 10 minutes, so it gives you enough time to make a cup of tea whilst you enjoy listening to it, which is handy. The song is almost like a film soundtrack in one song, and it sounds similar to a Pink Floyd song, which is pretty cool. The opening features whistling and string arrangements that give like a tense feeling to the song, and there's only one main guitar riff, but as soon as it hits, you know about it. It's an epic riff, and the pace of the song increases. You can see the influence that Citizen Race has in this song, as The Globalist is split into 3 parts. The song is based on being opposed to colonialism, and it's just an epic song in general. So the last song is called Drones, and it's the title track of the album. It's really different when you first hear it. I mean, my reaction to it was, what the fuck is this? The song is like a continuation of the ending of The Globalists, and it's an a cappella song that sounds like monks. The theme of the song is not everyone being dead, even Muse themselves. I feel that the song is based on the government eventually killing everyone with drones. When I first heard the song, I didn't enjoy it, but when I listened to it again, the song sounded epic. It even gave me chills down my spine, and it's just amazing how a song can do that. Matt's vocals are haunting throughout the song. Almost in the style of hypercontract music on the Hill Blue soundtrack. So my verdict on Drones is that it's a fantastic album. Personally, I feel that the album is the best Muse ever made. The reason for that is that it joins its elements of nearly every album in Muse's career. There's some heavy progressive guitar riffs like in Absolution and Origin Symmetry, the dark theme of Strobers, the classical and electronic sounds of the Resistance and the Second Law, and also the consistency of Black Holes and Revelations. You know, like Muse promised that they would go back to their roots and produce a heavy guitar album, and they've lived up to that. There are some incredible riffs on the album, and some of the lyrics are dark and thought-provoking. The combination of Reapers and The Handler are probably the best two songs on any Muse album. There are some songs on the album that can be considered as weak, but that's normal for Muse. I mean, they are the type of band that don't make the same song twice, and they're not afraid to experiment with the sound. You know, like, even on albums like Origin of Symmetry and Absolution, there are songs on there that can be considered as weak. So on this, I consider Jones to be one of the best album yet. I gave this album 9 out of 10. So that's it for now. I've been talking for a long time, which isn't normal for me. And thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter. It's at @EarthSystem. And thanks again. And until next time. Goodbye. Thank you.